A heart attack doesn't come without warning. Your body tries to save you, whispering signs for years before disaster strikes. Tiny changes in your breath, your energy, your chest, your legs. Most people miss them. Most people don't survive them. If you think you're just getting older, think again. Because ignoring these silent warnings could cost you your life. Why early warnings matter: 80% of heart attacks show silent symptoms before the event. A heart attack is never truly sudden. It doesn't hit you out of the blue. It builds silently, slowly, day after day, year after year. And your body, your own body, tries to warn you. Over 80% of people who suffer a heart attack had silent symptoms long before the moment everything changed. But those signs were missed, ignored, or brushed off as normal aging. Your body doesn't stay silent for no reason. It whispers first. It tugs at you with small changes you barely notice. A little more fatigue after walking, shortness of breath when climbing stairs, pressure in your chest that you tell yourself is just heartburn. You wake up more tired. You feel heavier. You recover slower after effort. But life moves fast, and so do we. It's easy to tell yourself you're just getting older. It's easy to normalize what should never feel normal. The truth is, heart attacks are not random events. They are the final snap after years of small cracks. Plaque builds inside arteries, choking blood flow, starving your heart muscle little by little. The walls of your arteries stiffen. Your blood thickens. Your heart works harder with every passing month. And all along the way, your body sends signals, but the signals are soft, not loud. Until one day the heart has nothing left to give. Early symptoms matter because they are a second chance. They are the few windows of time where you can still intervene, still pull back from the edge. Most heart attacks can be prevented, delayed, or softened if the early signs are caught. But catching them means listening when it's easiest to ignore. When the warning is just a whisper, not a roar. Fatigue, shortness of breath, mild chest discomfort, swelling in your legs, irregular heartbeats, lightheadedness. These aren't random nuisances. They are warnings. Your blood is moving slower. Your heart is working harder. Oxygen isn't reaching where it needs to go. Damage is already happening at the cellular level. And it's not just the heart at risk. When your heart struggles, your brain, kidneys, muscles, and immune system start struggling too. Everything depends on circulation. When circulation weakens, the entire body ages faster, but the heart shows it first. The tragedy is that most people are never told this. They're told to look for the crushing chest pain, the movie scene heart attack. But by the time that pain comes, the damage is already catastrophic. The real fight is won or lost years earlier when the first silent symptoms appear. Ignoring these signs doesn't just risk a heart attack. It risks losing years of life. It risks losing independence. It risks the slow decline that robs people of vitality long before death arrives. The good news: your body wants you to notice. It's not working against you. It's working for you, sending signals, trying to buy you time. But it's up to you to listen before the warnings turn into emergencies. If you feel more tired than usual, if stairs feel steeper, if your chest feels tight even for a moment, if your breath runs short faster than it used to, it's not nothing. It's never nothing. And catching it now could mean everything. The first signs are small, but missing them can cost you everything. Top 5 early warning signs. Heart attacks rarely strike without warning. Your body tries to tell you years before it happens. The signs are small at first, easy to brush off, easy to call normal aging. But they aren't normal, they're early warnings, and ignoring them is the biggest mistake you can make. The first sign is chronic fatigue, not the kind of tired you feel after a long day. This is a deep, heavy exhaustion that lingers even after a full night's sleep. You wake up tired. You move slower. Simple tasks, walking across the room, climbing a flight of stairs, feel heavier than they should. Your body is fighting for oxygen and energy. Your heart isn't pushing blood as efficiently, and instead of screaming, it whispers through your muscles, your breath, your willpower. Chronic fatigue isn't laziness. It's your heart asking for help. The second sign is shortness of breath, but not after running a marathon. Shortness of breath during normal, everyday activities. Getting winded walking to the mailbox. feeling breathless bending over to tie your shoes, struggling to talk while walking a short distance. When your heart can't pump blood effectively, oxygen delivery falls. Your lungs try to compensate, but they can only do so much. If you notice you're breathing harder or faster during activities that used to be easy, your heart is telling you it's under strain. The third warning is chest discomfort or pressure, even minor. Heart attacks don't always start with crushing pain. Early warning signs often feel like a mild pressure, a squeezing, a fullness in the chest that comes and goes. Some people mistake it for indigestion. Some ignore it because it is painful enough. But that dull tightness, especially if it shows up during exertion and fades with rest, is classic. It's your heart working harder to pump through narrowed arteries. And the more you ignore it, the closer you move to disaster. The fourth sign is swelling in the legs, ankles, or feet. When the heart weakens, it struggles to move blood efficiently. Fluid backs up in the lower extremities. You notice your socks leave deeper marks. Your shoes feel tighter. Your ankles look puffy. This isn't just uncomfortable. It's a sign of poor circulation, and it can lead to blood clots, infection, or heart failure if left untreated. Swelling means your heart isn't keeping up with the demands of your body anymore. The fifth silent danger is an irregular heartbeat or palpitations, that sudden flutter in your chest, that skipped beat, that strange racing sensation when you're just sitting quietly. Many people shrug it off. They think it's anxiety, dehydration, or nothing at all. But irregular rhythms can signal atrial fibrillation, a condition that increases your risk of stroke and heart attack dramatically. Sometimes the only warning your body gives you is a missed beat here, a racing pulse there. But your heart's rhythm matters, and any change in it should never be ignored. Individually, these signs might seem small. Together, they form a pattern your body is begging you to notice. Fatigue, breathlessness, pressure, swelling, skipped beats. This is not random. This is a system under stress, a heart fighting harder and harder to keep you alive. The earlier you recognize these warnings, the more time you have to act. Change your diet, strengthen your heart, check your arteries, prevent the silent damage that builds year after year until one day, without enough warning, everything collapses. Your body doesn't want you to fail. It's not your enemy. It's trying to save you, but only if you're willing to listen before it's too late. The 5-year danger window, how early inflammation and artery damage silently build up. Most heart attacks are not random. They don't come out of nowhere. They are the final explosion after years of quiet decay inside your body. There's a critical window about 5 years before a heart attack where the real damage starts building fast. And the tragedy is, most people don't feel a thing while it's happening. It starts with inflammation. Low, constant, and silent. You don't see it. You don't feel it. But it's there, burning inside your blood vessels, weakening their walls, attracting deadly plaque. Every meal heavy in sugar, processed oils, or excess salt fans the flames a little higher. Every sleepless night, every stressful week, every ignored health issue pours more fuel on the fire. Your immune system, designed to protect you, gets confused. Instead of defending your body, it starts attacking your own blood vessels. The arteries are the first to suffer. Their inner lining, called the endothelium, gets inflamed and damaged. Once this layer is compromised, it becomes sticky. Bad cholesterol, like LDL, starts to cling to the walls. Calcium, debris, dead cells, they all pile up. At first, the plaque is soft, flexible. You won't feel it. Blood still flows, just a little tighter, a little rougher. But as months pass, the plaque hardens. It thickens. It narrows the channel your blood must pass through. Your heart has to push harder to keep you alive. Your blood pressure begins to creep up. Your legs may feel heavier after walks. You recover slower from exercise. You brush it off. You tell yourself it's just age. Meanwhile, the arteries continue to close in, silently choking the life out of your heart muscle. Oxygen delivery drops. Waste removal slows. Cells in your heart begin to weaken, starve, struggle. You might notice slight chest pressure one day climbing stairs. You might notice you're more tired after meals. But it's easy to blame something else: diet, weather, mood, stress. The scariest part: In many people, 80 to 90% of an artery can be blocked with almost no symptoms. Your body is astonishingly good at compensating until it simply can't anymore. Then one day, one tiny blood clot, something your body could normally handle, gets stuck at the narrowest point. Blood flow stops. The heart muscle starves. Cells begin dying within minutes. And just like that, what took years to build crashes down in a matter of seconds. The 5 years before that moment are the most important because that's when you still have a chance to reverse it. Inflammation can be reduced. Plaque buildup can be slowed, even softened. Arteries can regain some flexibility. The heart muscle can strengthen, but only if you act when the symptoms are still whispers, not screams. And make no mistake, the symptoms do whisper. A little more swelling in your ankles. A little more shortness of breath after small activities. Slight pressure in the chest. Unusual fatigue. These are not coincidences. They are warnings timed perfectly in that 5-year danger window when action can still save you. The tragedy is that most people ignore this window. They wait for dramatic pain. They wait for collapse. And by then, the battle is already lost. But if you catch it early, if you listen when the body first calls out, you can change the ending. You can widen those arteries again. You can cool the fire of inflammation. You can give your heart the strength to last not 5 more years, but 10, 15, 20. The 5-year danger window is not a death sentence. It's a second chance if you're listening. What you can do now to lower your risk: diet, exercise, supplements, stress management. You don't have to wait for a heart attack to start fighting back. You don't need a diagnosis to take control. If your body is sending warnings, even small ones, this is your chance. Heart disease is not just genetic. It's not just fate. It's built day by choices. And the good news is, it can be unbuilt too. The first step is diet. What you put on your plate decides whether you fuel inflammation or fight it. The heart thrives on clean blood, not thick with sugar, not clogged with bad fats. Start by cutting the poisons first. Processed foods, trans fats, heavy sugars, and seed oils like soybean, corn, and sunflower. These foods feed inflammation like gasoline on fire. Replace them with foods that protect your arteries. Wild salmon, sardines, leafy greens like spinach and kale, avocados, olive oil, walnuts, almonds, berries. Every meal is a choice between feeding disease or feeding recovery. Choose wisely every single day. Next is movement, but not extreme workouts that leave you gasping. Your heart needs consistency, not punishment. A simple brisk walk for 30 minutes a day can transform circulation. It strengthens the heart muscle, clears the blood vessels, lowers blood pressure, and improves insulin sensitivity. You don't have to run marathons. You just have to move regularly, intentionally, with purpose. And if you're sitting for hours, stand up every 30 minutes. Let your blood flow. Let your heart know you still need it strong. Supplements can help, but only if used smartly. Omega-3 fatty acids from fish oil can lower inflammation and soften hardened arteries. Magnesium helps regulate blood pressure and keeps your heart rhythm steady. Coenzyme Q10 supports energy production in heart cells, especially important if you're over 60 or taking statins. Vitamin D2 plays a powerful role in reducing cardiovascular risk. These aren't magic pills. They're reinforcements for a system already under stress. But remember, they work best when added to, not replacing, a clean diet and daily movement. And then maybe the hardest piece: stress management. Chronic stress wrecks your arteries as surely as smoking or sugar. It floods your blood with cortisol, tightens your vessels, spikes your blood pressure, and accelerates plaque buildup. If you live in constant fight or flight mode, your heart never gets to rest. You have to build moments of peace into your day, even just 5 minutes at a time. Deep breathing, quiet walking without your phone, talking to someone you trust, turning off the news. Reading something uplifting. Your heart is listening to your emotions more than you realize. Calm them and you calm the storm inside your blood vessels. None of this is complicated, but it is urgent. Because once damage builds past a certain point, the climb back becomes much harder. Right now, today, you are either moving closer to a heart attack or further away from one. There is no standing still. Small steps matter. One cleaner meal. One walk. One deep breath instead of an angry reaction. Over time, the effects are not small at all. Your arteries stay wider, your blood moves smoother, your oxygen delivery sharpens, your energy returns. And when the future comes, the future that steals too many people at 60, 70, 80, you'll still be standing. Your body is warning you now so you can save yourself later, but only if you listen, and only if you act.